currently sick right now. I'm getting over being sick, but I'm working on the game right now, trying to add some new elements and things like that. So I'm testing it out right now by myself. This is actually board game number 2. Right now it is 12:49 a.m. This is my time and opportunity. So I'm trying to test the game out right now. Just playing it by myself before testing it again with other people. So I'm pretending as if I have 3 people playing. So I decided to add in money. So this is the first time that I have done this actually like with money. So just got like some little fake money. Of the banker will go. So this person, and I cannot find the die, the proper die. I bought a pack of just different dice, all different numbers. So what I'm thinking about doing is having just six-sided die, but I can't find it because I let my baby play with it by mistake. I can't find it, so I have to use this one that has like 9. So, so 1, and I'm gonna go here. Right, so it's 11 o'clock p.m. I'm about to have a call with a manufacturer that about to have a call with the manufacturer that I've been working with for like the last few months to like try to update. So we're about to hop on Skype. So yeah, so it's 11, but it's so crazy because it's 11, but I'm like excited about it. Like I feel like a boss, a CEO. I feel like an owner, creator, and founder, and just I don't know. It's just amazing to be able to do this. So like I'm excited about it. Something is going on with my mouse, but I'm excited about it to be able to hop on for this Skype to try to update her on the specifications and everything. And it's crazy because I was emailing her just to send an update, and I told her, hey, if you want to hop on a Skype, let me know what time and things like that, and when it would work for you. And she's like, oh, hey, yeah, if you want to hop on right now, let's hop on. And I'm like, oh, snap. I had my bed clothes on. My hair was okay. I'm like, let me just try to pull myself together just for the call at least. How are you? I know it's been so long. All right, now it's my turn.
Now it's your turn.
4. I'm gonna go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2.
I want to share this with you guys. This is the craziest thing ever. Like I believe that God brings you things at the time when you need it in like these crazy ways, unique ways. But yeah, so I was looking at this bag here for something for my sister-in-law, right? This bag in particular this was like my everything when I worked as a nurse. It had my pens, chapstick, tape, as you see here. I had highlighters, Sharpies, notes that I needed to like remember for certain medications or procedures, my saline flushes, like all the stuff that I needed to be efficient. I carried here in this bag my stethoscope. When I opened the bag to look for something in there for her, I was like, oh, let me see. You know, I haven't opened this. I don't believe I opened this since I left the field, like my last day working. So I was looking at like the papers in there and like, oh wow, my old schedule is here. And so then I come to this particular paper here and I open it and it's it's the rules to a game. I don't want to show the name of the game. If you see that, it says card game. Okay, just to show y'all how much like time has gone by and when this was printed, look at this date, February 4th, 2017. It's now like August, I think this is August 14th, 2022. Yeah, August 14th, 2022. This was printed in 2017. I never even thought about a game, creating a game at that time. I was just trying to get to the next day. Wow. Literally, like I'm saying, I'm in the bathroom. I'm in my daughter's bathroom. This bag was inside of her closet because it's like all this other stuff that I just don't use on a regular. It's just so crazy to me. I'm just like, okay, God, I see you. Like, I feel like God definitely brings things to you. Like, I'm currently working on a game. And for me to have this paper in this bag, I don't even remember printing that out. I don't remember why I printed it. I've never played that game before. I don't really remember talking about this. I mean, I guess I had to have talked about this with maybe my coworkers or something, but it's like so crazy to me because that was over 5-6 years ago. And this was inside that bag. My mind is just kind of like blown right now. Like, what are the odds of that? So I'm able to look at this because I'm working on my rule book. And of course, our rules are totally different because it's different games. But the way that they formulate, like with the wording, that can help me. So it's just like, and it's the craziest thing to me because that's what I'm currently working on is the rule book. That's just miraculous to me. It's like, God, thank you. Like, I'm just like, thank you. I see you. I see you like working on my behalf and in my like favor. I just believe it's favor. Okay, so this corner of the couch has been my desk, my space, my creative space, my office, and all of that because my daughter and husband, unfortunately, and my desk is actually in our bedroom, and that's where they've been quarantining. So I've been here for like doing my work. So yeah. Relationship is going on for so long. The woman is
you do not share the same.
Okay, I'm gonna steal from you. Which one that you already used?
You just had a baby.
Between men and women, often perform the same tasks and work the same hours. Why aren't women being paid?
I'm listening, child. I'm listening.
I feel like it has a lot to do with just like past history.
So let me jump in. Let's call this our confessional. Unfortunately, towards the end of the year, I really wasn't recording like that. I was trying to do so many different things, and I do believe it's important to still put this in here because I didn't do this alone. But like there's so many things that I was working on and things that I was doing and different people that I was working with. And it was just super like busy that I wasn't thinking about turning my camera on or my phone or recording or capturing much. I just needed to get the work done, essentially, I was just head down, deep, let's get it done. Let's focus, and then especially I needed to be precise and focused. I didn't want to have to be thinking like, oh, I'm recording, I got the camera. I don't know. I just wasn't even thinking about it like that. Although I'm self-publishing and it's almost kind of like, I'm going at it alone in a sense. I obviously could not have possibly pulled this off by myself. Of course, my thoughts and everything, like God blessed me with the ability to have this idea and, execute, but I've been able to bring this to life and get to this point through working with people. And so through the journey up until this point, or at this point, I needed to hire a graphic designer. Rebecca, shout out to you. And so I hired her through Upwork. That's how I found her. So what I did was I went to Upwork. I didn't know anyone who had ever created a board game. No one. I don't know anyone personally. So, and I also had never seen it either. So I really didn't know the process per se. It was more so me just kind of like putting one foot in front of the other. And so I knew obviously I would need a graphic designer because, that's not my specialty. I have the concept, I drew everything out, but I need someone who can truly take my drawings and bring them to life and make them look so much better. And so I went on Upwork and I put a job posting for a graphic designer for a board game. And what I'm looking for and everything, timeline, all that stuff. And so I got a couple of hits, but she really stood out to me. And I loved her work and everything. I reached out, or she ended up reaching out to me, obviously, to, say that she could do it. And so we started connecting through Upwork, talking. We hopped on a phone call. I told her all the things that I wanted and what I was looking for, my concept and idea and stuff. And she's like, I would love it. This would be a great project and everything. And so we began working. We began working together. We, had a contract and all this stuff. And so our working relationship began. And so I hired her. That was not my first hire, but one of the first of, getting things going. So I had an NDA, which my lawyer drafted, which kind of going back, I had to get a lawyer. And for me, because this is in the entertainment realm, it was good to have a lawyer who's in entertainment and arts and all that, and like is, you know, they have an understanding in basically what I'm doing. Love you, love her, my girl. I'm not gonna put her name and stuff out there because I don't know, not everyone wants to be out there like that. So, but you know, and so anyways, she drafted an NDA for me to give to, you know, my graphic designer, anyone that I was going to be working with. And so I, you know, we worked everything out. We began working, but I needed to, while she was working on like the design of, you know, the box and everything, I needed to have the specifications, which is like the dimensions. So it was a lot of trial and error for me. I literally, this is something I've never done, but I'm like, we're going to figure it out. How hard can it be? Y'all, it was not as easy. So I had to go just look at different boxes, like other games that I've played, and like, how do I want it to look and stuff like that. And so I had to measure them literally by hand. I'm taking measurements and writing things down. And so I had to send those dimensions over to her so that when she's designing for those dimensions. And then also at the same time, I'm working with my manufacturer to give them the dimensions too, so that they can really start to piece together what exactly they'll be working on, which then can provide me with a quote. So working on many different things with different people at the same time, right? And so then also after that, I needed to find someone to help me with the wording. So I've come up with the rules and the description and the questions and topics and all this stuff, right? But I knew that I wanted to be able to have someone who can kind of tweak it and refine it, right? So I went back on Upwork and I found a copywriter, Stina. That's my girl. I love her. Like, I absolutely want to continue to work with her. And so I put out another job posting saying I need someone to help me with copywriting or editing. And even at the time, I honestly didn't even know what exactly I was looking for. Like, I didn't really know the term. I really didn't know. I just knew that I needed someone to edit, you know. So I didn't even know what's copyright, what's editing, like, you know. So anyways, she ended up reaching out to me and letting me know that she was interested. So I was able to see her portfolio and all that. Loved it, loved her. Soon as we met, I was like, yeah, okay. You know, I'm all about feelings. We just connected. So we got on video, we chatted, and it was like talking to a friend. And she got it. And she was like, I'm so interested. I want to be a part of this. I sent her everything for her to edit. And literally within like a day or two, she had a revision for me. And so we were able to work through things. And so she helped me with really executing in terms of like the rules and the description. And so I absolutely want to give her credit for our mantra, or like our tagline, which is social truth or dare meets Dear Diary. I cannot take credit for that at all. That is Stina. She took my thoughts and she took my ideas and she took, you know, what my goal and everything. She took what I gave her and just made it so beautiful, y'all. I can't even. I got with her, and then after that, I was able to send that information to my graphic designer for her to add in, right? But then I also needed someone to help me with the questions. Like, so I had all the questions. I create banks. And so I needed to have someone just to look over them, kind of proofread them, fix any grammar issues and stuff like that. Yes, I have Grammarly, but I think it's good having someone to put their eyes on it. And I also am a huge proponent for working with your people, like the people who are with you, your peers and everything. And so I thought about one of my good friends, E-Money, or Erica, and she is an educator. And so I thought of her and I was like, okay, she'd be great. I also believe in, you know, putting money into my people's pockets. You know, if I'm going to spend, I'm going to pay for this service. Why not work with a friend or someone that I know and I can trust? And so I hit her up and I said, hey, this is what's going on. Can you, you know, proofread, let me know what you think with these questions, kind of tweak them. She was like, bet, okay. So sent the NDA and everything over to her as well. And she got going. Once I had all that completed, I was able to send that over to my graphic designer. Yes, I could have probably just used the same person, Stina. I could have used my same editor or copywriter. I could have used the same person, but she was working on another project. And so I wanted her to focus on that. And like I said, I really wanted to figure out ways to intertwine and bring people in that I do know also. So that's why I did that. And then after I had all of that information, I was able to give that to the graphic designer and let her go. And as she's working on that, I'm like, okay, now it's time to work on our website. So I was looking all around for different people. I looked on Upwork as well, but I really wanted to see people in person. Like I felt like, I was like, I want to actually meet with people. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to feel like this is real, because before I was kind of meeting people virtually, which it was still real because when you spending money, but I don't know, it was still something that I really wanted. And so I started looking just on Instagram, Googling, asking people, but no one really knew for what I needed. So I'm just looking on Instagram and I come across a few different people and I reached out to maybe like 3 to 4 different agencies. One of the agencies that I actually met with virtually, they were a referral. And so one of the things that is important is like vibes, energy and all that. Like I'm super huge on that. If I get any inkling or any kind of like, I'm out. I'm like, no, because I learned the hard way in situations to like, go with your gut instinct. It's not good if you don't. So I met with an agency. And so when we were on, I don't know, I didn't really get a good vibe. And there's so many things that happened in that interaction that I knew it wasn't going to be a good fit. I was thankful that they, gave me the opportunity. But I think also something that is important when you're building something, you're creating something new, you're small, you have to pay attention to how people treat you if they believe that you're worth their time, or if it's like a burden or, they pity you or they're just like, oh, I'm just doing this just because, or, and that's kind of how I felt when speaking with them. It was like, I needed you to help me with direction and giving me something. And so I don't know, it was just awkward and it didn't fit. Then I was kind of starting to get discouraged, but I was like, no, you're going to keep going. And I reached out to others. No one responded. But then there was one that almost immediately, not immediately, I'm not going to say immediately, but within a few hours to maybe like a day, they responded and was like, yeah, of course. Like, let's hop on a call, talk about it. And then we can set up a time for us to meet. So when we got on the phone, she was like, I'm all about, energy and vibes and stuff. And so I wanted to talk to you first to see if we really can connect. I was like, what? Yes. So just that alone had me feeling good. And then she was like, do you want to meet virtually or in person? I was like, in person. So I went to meet her. I went to her office. So when I walked in, I loved it. And so we sat down and had a meeting. I'm going to shout her out. Okay. It's a business. They need shout outs. This is Simone Key Creative Studio. And when I tell you, so they are who created and put together my website. I absolutely, from the time that we met to the time that we completed our work together, I have no complaints, honestly. Like I organized, efficient, and that's what you need, especially when you're doing something like this. So anyways, I started working with them and, we got the ball rolling and, I gave them my ideas and thoughts and let them know what was happening and going on. Of course, NDA, always. They began working on the website and everything. And honestly, I probably could have waited some time. And I think I was super eager. I was so eager to like get things done. And my timeline was completely off through this process. I mean, I thought that like, 6 months I'll be able to, hey. So even whenever the creative agency was working on the website and everything, I was telling them like, oh yeah, I plan to launch in like a month or 2 or something. I mean, my concept of time, like totally off because there's a whole process. So obviously it didn't happen that way, but I was super eager. So I was like, okay, you know, let's go ahead, like let's get these steps done so that I don't have any worries or concerns. But obviously they finished everything, and I'm like, okay, we kind of need to just put it on coming soon because we're not even ready. And at that point, you know, as everybody's working on things, the graphic designer is still going, so nothing has gone to the manufacturer. And so at that point, with my manufacturer and the account manager at the manufacturer, we've been working on like the sizing, so the dimensions. And I would say like they were awesome. They were amazing working with me. It was a lot of late nights for me because of the time difference. But I was able to like get on Skype and things and talk with them about like, okay, what am I looking for? What do I want? And they showed me examples of different types of pieces and die, or, you know, dice and boards and all the different things. And so all the information that I needed to send them to at least provide me with a quote, I was able to get to them because I had all the measurements and all that stuff and the dimensions, and I was able to show them the drawings that I created of, you know, my game. They didn't need to have the actual digital just yet rendering. I was able to just show them what I created for them to get an idea and just know the concept. So it was definitely a process working with different people at the same time, trying to communicate with people and bringing things together. So then I can work on moving to like the next step and next phase and all that stuff. Once everything was completed with my graphic designer, I was able to submit everything to the manufacturer for them to approve. And then once they approved all the digital renderings, so like the mock-ups and everything of like the board game, the drawings, everything, you know, my files essentially. Once they were able to review the files and, you know, okay them, there were a lot of things that I had to end up going back and tweaking, and we needed to change colors. So I had to figure out like the codes to colors. Like, oh my gosh, y'all, like it was just so many things that I just didn't even know and understand. So I wasn't even prepared for that. I was just like, oh, red, yellow, blue. It's like, okay, no, we need a code. We need a specific code. But even though I didn't record so much, there was still something super amazing that happened towards the end of the year. So like I mentioned, I was able to get all of the stuff from my graphic designer to my manufacturer. And so once we kind of worked everything out, they then sent me a special surprise in the mail. It wasn't a surprise, but it was still a surprise. I knew it was coming. But they sent a special package in the mail.
Girl, you so random.